because you tuned in. You rock. I am Kia Yang, your host for today. Dr. Conrad Gubera, one of the best professors at Missouri Southern State University, whom students love and enjoy being around, not only touched the lives of students, but his heart reaches out to the Joplin community. Let us welcome him.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Catherine Seifert, and my guest today is Dr. Conrad Gubera. He is here to speak with us about the Salvation Army. Dr. Gubera, thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for asking me.
So what exactly is the Salvation Army?
Good question. Historically, it came to the United States. It actually started in Great Britain in the 1870s or 1880s, part of the food family, General William. And it was sort of a muscular Christianity to kind of duplicate army as far as levels of service, and so even using something with lieutenants and captains and majors as far as that nomenclature is concerned. But the activity is based on certainly in America is to do charity work, be involved with helping people who needed help. Got to the United States, I think the first decade of the 20th century, probably about 1902, 1903, and I believe Joplin had a Salvation Army. We celebrated in 2012 100 years of Salvation Army in Joplin, Missouri.
So what is your role with the Salvation Army?
Well, for years I've been on the advisory board. We actually have a full staff that operates the Salvation Army at modest facilities on 7th Street. And we have social workers there, and we have people who are presenting food every day. We have feeding for breakfast and lunch and dinner. We have counseling services there. We have certainly Salvation Army, which provides room services for temporary shelter. And we also have people who wander in, cars broken down. We also have sort of a relief fund to help people temporarily at times such as that. We're engaged certainly as far as a ministry is concerned, because there's a chapel in the Salvation Army. Of course, one of the big things we have is the Salvation Army Church Store. We just recently opened that in Joplin, Missouri, on 7th Street. And that is a very engaging, ongoing enterprise. And the Salvation Army is kind of a combination of social work, religious entrepreneurship, religious service, certainly in areas as far as counseling and helping people, and dedicated pretty much to putting Christ's words of charity into actual everyday action.
Sounds like it's very beneficial in a lot of different ways.
I know a lot of people don't know about the Salvation Army. I know a lot of people who make contributions to the Salvation Army. We visit us with the from Casino. I'm not sure, but whoever, for instance, is the main owner of McDonald's chain, extremely gracious in giving over the years to the Salvation Army.
Speaking of that, how would an average everyday person come in and contribute to the Salvation Army?
Well, that's pretty easy to do. One of the things that contribution is, if you're not in kind giving work, some emphasis that, is the contributions that are made to our thrift store. My goodness, some of the quality of the materials that we receive, furniture, clothing, housewares, and so forth, are really quality, and rather than being thrown away, I guess people who have needs, upper middle class and above, certainly changing out their bedrooms, or certainly changing the wardrobe or something. We have some quality stuff that's given to us. As far as volunteer service is concerned, this is the time of the year that Salvation Army really does need volunteer services from the balance. Certainly as far as helping serve Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners, volunteer services, particularly in relationship to some of the children's programs, and otherwise volunteer services go along with our social workers as far as helping, as far as counseling, as far as certainly particularly as far as children's workers. Any time at the Army, don't have any number of children that are involved there as far as that we are in service out of practice.
I know you said that you help people that just wander in, but is there something that someone needs to do specifically to be able to be eligible to receive help?
I'm kind of unclear on that. I think it's just based purely upon need. and so many demonstrations need. And I know more than often, sometimes people's cars will break down and they're trying to get from one job to another. And I remember I was a young man, little son a year ago, they were at the Army, and they got, money to help fix their car. And I was there for them, and I took them to where their car was, and then, they needed extra help, and so I helped them with gasoline money. But they also had some help from the Army. And this young man, his little son, he was really trying to get up on the city road shopping with me. But he had no money to change from there. And so it's kind of a walk-in basis is what I've observed a number of times.
What is your favorite memory about working with the Salvation Army?
Believe it or not, you're probably laugh. That's from the good old days when we used to go out and we'd, collect off the street and start cars for Christmas or, sometime like that. And, I'd put in 2 or 3 hours out on the street. And one of my favorites, for years, I rang the bell from, up toward Christmas Eve, before Christmas week, and serving the postological. We used to accept, we used to hold nights the entire Christmas session from Thanksgiving till Christmas. JCPenney's on the mall, and we ring the bell. So I said, and some of my good memories are when they bell ring the Salvation Army. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, little girl. Thank you. God bless you.
That sounds like a pretty good memory.
It's a good memory, yeah. Particularly like the cold and the wind's blowing and standing out there in front of Walmart on 15th Street, and that's on a hill. And man, you just rolling back to that thing, taking across that long parking lot. It's a good memory.
If you could describe the Salvation Army in one word, what would it be?
One word? One word. One word. Wow, that takes a little bit of time. When it comes to one word, the Salvation Army, giving.
That sounds very appropriate.
Giving.
How does somebody contact the organization?
Just call the organization, go to the organization. Our office and certainly our facility is at 77th Street. We've got Kentucky, and it's pretty obvious as far as what's going there, what's on the other side, telling what you need, right? And if you're in need, if you want to contribute, or if you want to, certainly, of course, be involved as far as some kind of rural contact. Ask particularly, for instance, for one of the social workers, or ask for one of the majors. It's a husband and wife combination. We're there now for the next 5 years, and they'll work with you in the clinic.
Thank you very much. It's been wonderful sharing information about the Salvation Army.
Well, it's easy to do. Believe in something, talk about our lives.
Greatly appreciate it.
Good.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.
We all have teachers who inspire us. Some inspire us to sing, some inspire us to write creatively, to solve math problems. But when a college professor inspires us to start a food drive, that is one of a kind story.
Welcome to today's show. We have here with us Kristen Fiddler, a student at Missouri Southern, who is starting a food drive. Hi, Kristen.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being here with us today. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good. We asked you to be here because we wanted to know from your perspective as someone that's starting a food drive. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, about your background?
I'm a mass communication major. I'm minoring in international studies and political science. And my political science class really is the one that kind of sparked this food drive.
Okay.
Yeah, it was started by my classmate, Amanda Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
We had seen a video in class, and we had a lecture about food waste. And the video really inspired her to start a food waste food drive.
Wow.
So it's not like go buy a couple of cans and bring it to us. It's check your cupboards, your pantries, and bring us food you're not going to eat. Bring us food that is expired. So that's what this is all about.
And who teaches this class?
Dr. Schoaf.
Wow, oh my goodness. So she was the one who came up with the idea, and so she talked to you into it, or?
Actually, she had talked with Dr. Schoaf after our food waste class, and I guess she made these posters and flyers, and she started really small. She had a couple boxes. I saw one of the flyers on the wall, and I went to Dr. Schoaf and I said, "Hey, are you involved in a food drive?" And she said, "Actually, Amanda is, and I'll get you connected with her next class."
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Wow. So when does it start, or has it already started?
It's already started. But it's been going for about a month. We're going to continue through the holidays around Christmas. Yeah.
So is it going to end, I'm guessing, like after December?
Yeah.
So is it going to be canned foods that
Mostly
we
canned
can
food.
donate?
Canned food and non-perishable items.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Are all these donations is it going to be given to a certain organization?
Yeah, all our donations are going to the Lafayette House.
That's very nice. Wow, it just means so much to have people like you and Amanda in our community to help out those in need, especially, during the holiday. We really need that. Sometimes we forget about other people, and we're like, hey, it's all about me. It's like Christmas, all about me, all about my family. But there's so many other people out there that also needs help, especially food.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've gained any skills so far by starting this food drive with Amanda?
I definitely polished my creative skills on making these flyers, because they started out really bulky and full of information. We had to cut it down and make it attract, the students walking around in the hallways. So instead of just big paper full of the information, we just kind of knocked it down to the small bits of information that were in the video that inspired Amanda.
So if we bring food, where can we take it to?
There are boxes wrapped with Christmas paper on every floor of Webster. There's a box in the Criminal Justice Building, a box in the Health Sciences Building, and then a box right when you walk into the library on the first floor. So
Great. Drive. What are your plans afterwards?
I have a feeling we'll continue to do different donation drives for the Lafayette House. I have a few ideas for the future. Me and Amanda will probably get together on those.
So if there are students or just anybody that's interested in participating in this food drive, who should they contact?
They can contact Dr. Schoaf, Amanda, or I. You can contact me at my MSSU email, which is fiddlerk001@mymail.
And is that FIDLER?
Yes.
K001 at mymail.mssu.edu.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say thank you for your time, Kristen. It means so much to have people like you in our community to be helping those in need. I wish you and Amanda and your professor the best of luck in everything that you guys do. Keep up the awesome work. If Kristen can do such work for the community, so can you. Look around you and find a need in the community and make a difference today.
Paint your imagination to life just because you can. You never know what you have on paper can magically come true. Sometimes the best things happen on accident. Art Feast, for instance, tells their story of how they came to be a place that feeds art to children.
Hello, people. I'm Alex Eaton, and I'm here at Art Feast Joplin with
Ashley Obon.
Well, thank you for taking the time to meet us today, Ashley. This might have come on short notice.
Oh, that's totally fine. Anything I can do to help.
So, what can you tell us about Art Feast in Joplin?
Sure, yeah. So we are a nonprofit. Actually, Art Feast is a national nonprofit, and Art Feast Joplin is what we call a chapter of that. So we take the curriculum that has been developed by Art Feast National, and we place it in the community here in Joplin. So that's everything from recruiting community members to work in the classrooms with the students, to different community events. We're at Art Walk, we host different fundraisers, things to keep the community inspired and creative, and keep them focused on investing in the children here.
So the small part of something bigger.
Sure, yeah, exactly.
Like, approximately what is the ballpark of the amount of chapters this organization?
Sure. So ArtSeed National has 2 official chapters, one in Joplin, one in Carthage, and they're actually developing another one in Northwest Arkansas right now.
So you are focused on expanding the name?
Yes, yeah. So in ArtSeed Joplin, here we're focused on putting it in the Joplin community, but then there's a whole other staff that focuses on expanding ArtSeeds into different places across the nation.
This organization is about inspiring children to be more artistic with their endeavors, isn't it?
Sure, yeah. So what our focus is on expanding their creative capacities and teaching them how to express themselves through various art forms. So our curriculum is 50% creative education and 50% therapeutic art. So that means when we're working with the kids, we're trying to teach them basic skills like problem solving, perseverance, and grit, but at the same time we're introducing them to things like painting and oil pastels and storytelling and dancing so that they have an outlet to express their emotions.
I remember as a child I was very into drawing pictures and stuff, so I can really appreciate a program that tries to encourage that more in children. Especially when schools seem to favor sport abilities or logistic academics, I can appreciate the arts getting a bit more appreciation.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to work with them in that way.
How did the organization come to exist?
Sure. So it's kind of, I'll try to give you the short story because it's kind of long. But ArtSeeds was founded in Joplin in 2009. Our founder, Meg Born-Woolsey, she, we call it an accident because she was volunteering in a behavioral disorder classroom working with one child in particular. And he was academically behind. He was just kind of struggling to be on the same page as the rest of the students in his class. So she partnered with him one-on-one and started working with him. And she found out that he actually wasn't being fed at home. So this kind of, she started asking herself the question of, if he's not being fed at home, if his basic needs are not being taken care of by the person he trusts the most, then how is he going to feel valued at school? How is he going to value himself and his ideas that his basic needs aren't being taken care of? So she worked with the school and with his mom to get him snacks to take home and get lunches at school, and that problem was taken care of, but there was still an issue where he was behind academically. So while everybody in his class, they were learning to write their ABCs, he just couldn't do it. So she started brainstorming, and she remembered that when she was a child, art was something that helped her with her social anxiety. So she brought paints one day, and he absolutely loved them. He was an incredible artist, loved painting, so when it came time to test his knowledge again on his ABCs, she decided to give him a paintbrush instead of a pencil and asked him to paint his ABCs, and she found out that he could paint his ABCs, but he could not write his ABCs. So the information was there, he just didn't have the correct avenue to express it. So that's when things just kind of took off. We realized that it can't stop there, and we worked with more children in behavioral disorder classrooms, and that grew to working at multiple schools. And then when the tornado hit in 2011, we moved to trauma response. So working with all children, because we realized that kind of, it created something in every child that they needed to express. But when we started working with the children after the tornado, we realized that this goes way beyond trauma response. It's deeper than that, because every day, whether a child has experienced trauma, they're going through something that needs to be expressed, whether that's emotionally or physically or mentally or academically. They're experiencing something in the classroom or at home that they're still figuring out as children how to express. And that we know that their ideas and the things that they dream up are way more valuable than most adults, including myself, can dream up. So we are all about their ideas, teaching them how to express those ideas so that they can contribute to our community.
Yeah, I always feel like the most creative adults are the ones who are still children. Right?
True, yeah, that's really true.
And talking about children dealing with a tornado, I mean, I remember I was just about to graduate high school when that happened. I can't imagine being a child when that happened.
Yeah, definitely.
And what you said about teaching the child to paint the ABCs rather than just write them, that's actually kind of eye-opening, because it just occurred to me as you said that, and wow, there are a lot of different ways you could teach someone the most basic thing.
Yeah, it's true, and everybody wants to express what they have inside of them in a different way.
Yeah. Kind of makes you like reevaluate like what people don't know and what they could know.
Sure, yeah, it's true.
It also kind of reminds me a bit of that story about Helen Keller, how the entire focus of her story was how she had these ideas. She could express them, but they needed to find the proper way.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I wanted to thank you again for taking the time to answer a few questions
Sure.
for us.
Yeah.
And where can anyone find this lovely establishment?
Yeah, so for more information about our programs, you can always visit us on Facebook, Artbeach Joplin, or our website is artbeachjoplin.org. And then we're here locally in town. Our address is 417 East 7th Street. People can stop by if they want more information about what we do or find out how to get involved.
All right, well, thank you again.
Thanks for joining us. Just because you did, you rock.